In my last video, I made a game based on the randomly selected idea of playing Buckaroo on a sleeping Jacob Rees-Mogg. Today, however, I plan to do something a little bit different. Last week, a good friend of mine suggested making a Teeterboard game, and it was also said friend's birthday, so I want to make this Teeterboard game as a kind of birthday present for him. It's also because I've been wanting to release these videos on a different day of the week, and I figured it would be better to do an extra one and push everything forward. I'm not going to make a habit of picking and choosing the games. This is kind of a special bonus episode in a way. It's currently 6:45, and the first thing I want to do is build a kind of prototype. If anybody is unfamiliar with what a teeterboard is, it's a piece of circus equipment. It's kind of like a seesaw where two or more people can bounce each other up and down, and you can do some really cool tricks on it. So I've got some footage here of my friend Mike, who I'm making this game for. He is an acrobat that works with Cirque du Soleil, and he is a ridiculously talented little bastard. So this is my little prototype. Let's see if it works. Hopefully the blue cube should drop and the red cube should get shot up into the air. Not quite. Need some tweaking. This is proving trickier than I was hoping. So I've managed to make some progress here by placing the blue cube very high, but also by cheating and making the blue cube a lot heavier than the red cube. So as you can see, nothing's now happening. What I'm going to have to do in code is manipulate the mass of the objects, which I guess would simulate the performers actually pressing down on the board, because they're not just passively being bounced up and down. That might have been a bit much. What? Somehow that was worse. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Oh, no. That looked good, that looked good. No. Come on, guys, what the hell? I thought this was going to be a very quick prototype, and then I could get on with modelling some characters and actually trying to make a game. It's been over an hour, and I'm not having any success. This does not bode well for the rest of the day. I kind of just want to move on anyway. I think I'm going to. I just want to create a simple humanoid and get it rigged up so that it can be animated and hopefully turned into a rag doll. Okay, that looks good enough to me. Now he's got a skeleton. I've now got a ragdoll rigged up. I've only done this once before and I wasn't very successful with it. We're going to see how successful it's been this time. Let's see, he should respond like a person. Yeah, cool. I think that's working. Off he goes. Bye. For anyone that doesn't know, a ragdoll is basically when you control parts of a character with physics rather than preset animation. And it basically allows you to do stuff like this. Cool. Whee, whee, whee. Oh, he kind of looked like he hurt himself and then he left then. It seems I've created a sentient player somehow. Something different, so hopefully... Okay. Oh, that's disappointing. He keeps sliding through the board and I really don't understand what's going on, because even if he gets through the board, there's no reason he should go through the floor. I guess that's kind of progress. This is Teeterboard, right? I mean, that's it. Game done, yeah? Why are you in space? What? Okay, well, at least I've sort of got him on the board now. It's 10:30 now, and I have achieved basically nothing. This is pretty demoralizing. I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to have a shower and get up and think about what I'm going to do, because I think I'm just going to have to completely reconsider my approach to this. I am back, and the genius idea I've had is to use a sphere collider instead of a box collider, because that should have better angular detection. And I think that might actually work. Now if I just increase his weight and... Okay. That is a teeterboard act if ever I've seen one. Blep, blep, watch. Boing! That's a teeterboard! Come on! Oh. Okay. That's looking better, that's looking better. Right, I've done a lot of tweaking and I've got something that is not working, but it is starting to resemble a teeterboard. So if we run this, we'll see that the first couple jumps usually seem to be all right. And then things start going a bit weird. Yeah, there we go. We've got a double jump and now they've stopped. What? Why didn't you bounce? Why didn't you bounce, dude? Can you please just work? Can you just do what you're supposed to do? Yeah, just keep doing that. No, okay. Does that work? Is that good enough? I just spent 10 minutes on Facebook doing nothing, and that's never happened before on one of these things, because usually I'm pretty focused and I'm on it, and I think it's because I have no idea what I'm doing and I feel like I'm completely stuck. So I need to focus somehow on making things happen things. This isn't helping me do the things, Ruby. I made one player yellow. That'll help, right? That'll make them do this properly. So I think a big part of the problem I'm having now is just basically not understanding the physics engine well enough. I think I've got the animators working properly now. It's just the actual physics is the same problem I was having with my cubes earlier. I just can't get the numbers right. See, he's gone through there now, which means he won't. And every time I tweak one thing, I have to tweak another thing, and there's got to be a way to get this working. But I'm just going around in circles. I make the players heavier, and then I have to make the board heavier so that it registers them, and then I make the players lighter, and then I make the board lighter, and it keeps almost working, but it's just not cooperating. It's almost 1 o'clock now, and I've got nothing. I mean, I've got nothing here. What I think I'm going to have to do, I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back and basically start fresh. I am taking things right back to basics. So I've got this guy here now, and I can control him going up and up. So he'll be doing this on one end of the teeterboard. I've also got his ragdoll working, so I can chuck him up, and oh, he lost control, and boom, flat on his face. Having a nice little lie down, which looks very appealing right now, if I'm being honest. I just got it working, and then Unity crashed, and I lost the scene I was working on. It is 20 minutes past 2, and I have finally got something resembling a teeterboard going on. Now, the purists among you might notice that there isn't actually a teeterboard there. To you, I say, shut up! Also, I think it's worth pointing out I can still do this. And that just makes everything worth it. I'm trying to create a tuck animation for him, and he looks how I feel. It works. I did a thing, and it works. And now he's going to rotate. Okay, that's an interesting trick. Whee! I'm trying to get it to register so that when you hit the ground not on your feet, it all goes wrong, but it doesn't seem to want to work for some reason. Progress is slowly being made. Right, I finally got the board set up. It doesn't look perfect, but that is as good as I'm going to get it. And the blue player can also do this. Oh, but you kind of have to land on your feet, otherwise that happens. And I need to stop him going by himself. I'm trying to make it now that you can tuck, and the longer you hold the tuck, the faster the tuck will go. And it's not going super well. Although somehow I landed that. That's mental. So there are currently 5 moves that can be executed in this. We've got your basic tuck. And then if I hold that down a bit longer, we can do a double. And then if I can pull this off, we can do a triple. Yes! That totally didn't take me 20 takes. Okay, right. We can also do a straight summy, which looks like this. And the straight summy works basically the same as the tuck, except if I then hold another button down, it is possible to do a twist. So I'd really like to add another type of move. I'm struggling to think of anything though, honestly, that isn't from a gameplay perspective, the exact same thing. I can't think of any more moves, and that's my cat, by the way. I can't think of any more moves. I'm really running late on time. It's 20 to 6 right now. I think this is the furthest behind I've ever been with one of these. But I need to actually have the computer recognise when a somersault has occurred. There's an audience watching and it's supposed to look like there's a spotlight coming in from above. Computer can now recognise what you do and score you appropriately. So there are 10 points for that somersault. What I haven't managed to get it to do, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do, is reset things after you fail. So if I drop down there, I haven't been able to get these ragdolls to kind of reassemble, which means if you mess up a trick, it's just going to have to quit you out of the game, unfortunately. What I wanted to do was have, say, 2 minutes where you lose points if you fail, but it just puts you back up and you're going for the high score within that period of time. But yeah, that's not going to happen. I've created a simple texture for the player. I'm a little scared that if I update the model in Unity, it's going to break everything. I want to add some hair to him as well. I'm realising now I have literally no idea how to model hair. Well, I do know how to model hair. I'm sorry. Oh gee, Rick, we're going to do some Teeterboard. That'll do. I've got the new model in Unity, but the old model isn't updating, and I'm very scared to start tinkering with it too much. Whatever, I'm just going to create the hair as a separate object and then make it a child object of the player. I thought that was working, but it's really not. Watch. The hair comes off his head. Okay, so it's almost 9 o'clock, and I need to add some sounds. There's literally no sound in this game at the moment. I'm trying to find a track right now for a fictitious circus act. This is hard enough to do for real acts. What am I even... I hate this game. I hate it. I hate the colours. It's so dull. And it's such a waste of a concept. Teeterboard could be a really fun game, and this is just... I don't even know what this is. I finally found a music track that seems sort of appropriate, but I don't have good taste in music. I don't know. I hate it, but I hate it slightly less than the other 20 tracks I've just listened to. I came up with a really creative name. It is 11:45 and I'm done with Teeterboard or Die. That was difficult. I was going a little bit crazy there. That was just, yeah, not a fun time. It's probably my least favourite of these games that I've made so far, but I don't know, maybe once I've gone away from it for a bit, I'll like it a bit more. I don't like the way it looks. It looks like a PS1 game, but not as good. It's just got a very amateurish vibe about it, I think. Mike, this is for you. Happy birthday, you Teeterboarding legend. Thanks very much for watching. I'll put some footage of the game in now, click all the YouTube stuff and all that. That's about all I got to say really. Bye.